Almost 7 o'clock. I don't want to call this to order yet. It's a special call meeting, and we are limited to our agenda. But I do want to recognize a special occasion. This past week, on Thursday last week, our friend and fellow fiscal court member David Livingston was sworn in by his mother. Very special night to have his mom swear him in as CAICO president. And just want to publicly acknowledge David's service and leadership, and we appreciate your time and effort, not only on behalf of the Scott County Fiscal Court, but also on behalf of CAICO and all counties. And would offer you the opportunity to comment now.
Didn't know this was coming. Yeah. Speechless. No, I talked about on Thursday night how much we work as a team, whether it's the elected officials in the county or whether it's the administrative staff or whoever it is that works for the county. We always work as a team together to do what's best for Scott County. And we can be an absolute role model for everyone across the state, because it's amazing how many people that will come up and ask, well, what do you all do in Scott County? Or people want to come see our facilities or things like that. So I think it's a testament to the teamwork that we have as elected officials.
Well, appreciate it, and really wanted to recognize the event. So we'll be working together through the year, and look forward to seeing how we can make county stronger. Appreciate it very much. So with that said, I will call our meeting to order now, and I will ask everyone to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Let us pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Hamilton, will you call the roll?
Mr. Hostetler?
Present.
Mr. Jones?
Here.
Mr. Wallace?
Here.
Mr. Foreman?
Present.
Mr. Ellison?
Here.
Mr. Pratt?
Here.
Mr. Livingston?
Here.
Mr. Culbertson?
Here.
Judge Covington?
Here. With that said, we do have a quorum, so we can get on with our agenda for our business meeting here on November 21st. It's hard to believe that it is November 21st, and Thanksgiving is right on us. We'd like to really wish everyone a great break and a great Thanksgiving, spending time with family and friends. The first agenda item would be number 4, minutes from our previous meeting that were shared by Ms. Hamilton via email. Any questions or comments related to those? Motion from Mr. Corman, second from Mr. Jones. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Number 5, transfers as presented. Questions or comments?
Motion. Second.
Motion and a second.
I did.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Bills and hand checks as presented. Questions or comments? Motion from Mr. Ellison, second from Mr. Pratt. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Let the record reflect that sheriff's fees were submitted in the amount of $67,060.67. That would have been a strong hand of poker. Clerk fees in the amount of $120,480.73 were submitted on 11/8 by our county clerk. Let the record reflect that. Number 8, broils. Jailer Broyles completed his training unit. Let the record reflect that as well. Number 9 leads us to Ethics Board appointments and reappointments. We have 2 names for reappointment, and that is Edna Pursley and Jerry Ann Langford. we have 2 names to submit for consideration for appointment, and that would be Mr. Jeremy Nettles and Miss Kara Oliver. And then we have one other position on the board that needs to be filled still, and I would entertain any help from you all filling that position, and would entertain any questions or comments right now.
And just let me clarify, Judge, and I believe I'm right in saying this. They only meet when there is a complaint to the ethics board.
Correct.
And so it's kind of light duty, if you will.
It is a
Okay.
light duty.
Okay. All right.
Motion?
A motion. Do you want to do the 2 reappointments together or just do them all together?
Stacy, I defer to you.
I'm okay with all of it.
All of it.
That's my motion.
Motion and a second. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Just some additional comments. We do have an airport board position that's coming open, and then I believe there's a couple others, and I'll communicate with the court, and we'll also advertise that on Facebook as well.
Judge, is that appointment on the airport board, is it a reappointment or is it?
No, this
somebody
will be a
wrote-
new name
Okay.
that we'll be looking for. Mr. Steve Woodrum
Yes.
is cycling off.
Okay.
And I reached out to Mr. Woodrum and just wanted to tell him we appreciate his service. He's been a good board member out there. Number 10, Fire Department new hire. Mr. Mudrack, Chief Ward, Chief Baker, good evening. This
Judge
position
Magistrates.
is
It's
for
the,
battalion chief
for training and safety.
for training and safety.
Yes. So, yes, on behalf of John Ward and Assistant Chief Baker, I'm pleased to recommend the appointment of Revel Oliver as Battalion Chief for Training and Safety. Like I indicated in the email to you, he has a career that spans over 30 years. He had 10 years of work with Scott County from 2012 to 2022. He served in a leadership capacity for more than 16 years, and he retired from the Georgetown Fire Department at the rank of Battalion Chief, and he held that position for more than 7 years. His appointment will be effective December the 4th at an annualized salary of $80,340.
Questions or comments? Motion? Second for Mr. Ellison. Motion for Mr. Jones.
I coach basketball with one of the applicants, so I'm going to abstain from the vote.
Okay.
So with that said, we'll have one abstention. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate his service and look forward to him. You know, it's a familiar face to many people, and got a lot of experience, and glad to have Revel.
All right. Thank you.
John and Chief Baker might as well stand up here. So the next item, I'm just going to let you take it and share the request. I've shared it via email, and then let's talk about it and then go from there.
Okay. Judge, Magistrates, thank you all. Brought Chief Baker here with me tonight. He's really kind of been spearheading this investigation process. Just to give you all some, thoughts on this. This is something we've been discussing our chief officers meeting for several months. And just trying to figure out how can we be more efficient, better operational. And one of our thoughts is what we've realized is we have a 2012. It's a mini pumper, engine 11 is the name of the truck, but it's a 2012. It has around 13,000 miles. It doesn't give us what we need for the ability to go out and fight grass fires. So we started brainstorming, thinking up some different things, and what we came to is, with the use, the small use that truck gives us, if we could have the ability to go and sell that truck and use those funds from that sale, and basically we would purchase 2 brush trucks. We currently have 2 brush trucks right now, one at Station 1, 2200, and Sadieville Fire Station.
Can I stop you there?
Yeah.
Rewind to last year's budget request, and brush trucks were part of that,
They were.
and they
Yes.
didn't make it through.
That's correct.
So just letting everybody know that that's been a ongoing request.
Correct. So
Now-
we thought, and if we could get some good money out of this truck to be able to purchase 2 brush trucks, we would put that one at Homestead Fire Station, the other at the Newtown Fire Station. That would give all our fire stations a small brush truck. Where these vehicles come in really important is on these big fields that catch on fire. Because a lot of these, where the fires are at, you have to go quite a bit of ways off the road through fields to get to them, to access them. So, and that's, that's what we've, been brainstorming about Engine 11, is it's a mini pumper. And a lot of times, and Chief Baker can give you some firsthand experiences, a lot of times when it's taken off the road, it gets stuck, and there it is. These brush trucks gives us the ability to be able to get out into these fields and be able to fight these grass fires. So basically what we're requesting from you all is to be able to declare this vehicle surplus and give us the ability to enter into a contract with, say, what we propose is Brindley Fire Apparatus. They are basically a company that's like a brokerage that basically will sell fire apparatus nationwide. They will give us that national exposure to be able to sell this, to different departments out there. So we, there's other sites, there's a Gov Deals, I think, that are out there. So we just want the ability to be able to surplus it and put it out there to see what we could get out of it. We do have the ability to put a reserve on it. So, say somebody comes in and wants to offer us $100,000, we don't have to take that. It's, we can put a reserve on it. But Chief Baker's kind of been working a lot with Brenda Lee. So if you all have questions more, he can give you more in-depth questions. But that's kind of what our request is tonight.
How much are the little trucks?
The brush trucks?
Yeah.
I think to buy the truck and outfit the truck like a slide-in, brush in, have all the lights and everything, you're looking right at about $100,000.
Each?
Maybe a little less, yeah, $100,000 each.
That's counting the vehicle and the skid unit that we put inside of the truck.
Rick,
So, let's say you sold the truck tomorrow, if the court so decided, and then what about the brush trucks on availability? Are they the same as?
I think we've actually been dealing with Bachman, which, just like the Sheriff's Department, everybody's having a hard time getting some vehicles. With that being said, Bachman is actually trying to find us 2 red 1-ton Chevrolet trucks. Now, they didn't really give me a time limit on that, but they are actively pursuing them, trying to find them.
just trying to look down the road and see if there's availability.
If there's availability, like I say,
Right.
if he can get to it, that would be great.
But your plan would then have a brush truck at all our stations.
Yes.
Judge, if we go this route and we surplus it, should we not put a time limit on it, like 60 days, 90 days, and try to sell it then? And if we don't, however they suggest, then maybe we come back and look at doing it a different way, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, there ought to be a window on there. So, I think what we're considering is a motion to surplus the 2012 E11. And then a second would be is to enter into an agreement as presented with Brenda Lee to help advertise and sell at. We'd put out the bid specs, and I talked to Cam about that. We would have to do to follow the model procurement. We'd have to put out a bid with the time, and we can make this a 60-day window if you want, but
Might take longer though. I mean,
yeah,
something like this big.
But from your feedback with them, did they feel like this would be a apparatus that would get interest through their network?
Absolutely. And it's going, like I say, it's nationwide advertising, so we're looking more out west, California, different places. We really appreciate a truck like this.
So could we put in the specs like a minimum of 30 days? If a bid came in after 30 days, but we could also extend it out to 60 or more if needed. I just don't want to, if
Drag it on.
drag it out.
You'd also
If a bid
want-
came in within 30 days, then we would consider those if it met the
It's
reserve.
gonna take longer.
But like, we don't
You're
accept the
probably
bid.
right. I'm
We
just-
don't accept the bid, right? We just say the reserve is this.
Basically, we would write the advertisement for our county's bid process. Brenda Lee would advertise our bid process nationwide. And any bid that would come in would be shipped to the Scott County Courthouse. And then after the 30-day or 60-day mark, we would open those bids downstairs.
So we would set a date. We would set a day out to accept bids.
And then we
30
I guess
days.
At that end of that day, we would come down here and open
Right,
all.
and anything that was there, but I'd like us to, if no bids were submitted on the 30 days, that to automatically roll it over to 60 and 90.
So I think you put it in there, and I don't remember the number. Didn't they have a figure that they thought?
They gave us an appraisal right at 200,000, maybe a little more than 200,000,
Yeah.
you know.
So when you.
But I'd like to set a reserve of 200,000.
Right, so when you set that, you set a time frame. There, if you set that reserve, then people are gonna know, well, I can't bid under it. So that,
This truck is still in service now? You're still using it right now?
We just don't.
But you can't
we
take
don't
it in the
use a
fields?
lot. We just
Yeah.
don't use it a lot.
So do you want language in this agreement they proposed that it would terminate after, say, 90 days if it's not sold? Is that what you're saying?
Go ahead, Stacy. You open all the bids and help navigate
We can
it.
choose the timeframe as part of our advertisement. I don't think it has to be in the.
Oh, you're saying the period of time for which, okay.
Yeah.
For them to respond to the bid, okay.
So if Brindle does this, do we have to advertise? Is that what you're saying?
We'll put it in the
We
local,
have to.
it's required, we put it in the local newspaper and on the website, but they will pump it out to thousands of fire departments.
We're not gonna get too many takers in Georgetown's newspaper. No offense.
Yeah, I was just wondering if we could contact like Cynthiana and some of the smaller communities around Scott County, see if they're in need of it.
So,
You know.
a motion,
Yeah, see if they would be in need of it, you know.
I mean, we can
Yeah, that's the problem,
They can't afford it, I don't think.
because I know when we bought that
Whoever
one, Stamping
buys
Ground,
it-
we paid quite a bit for it, you know.
whoever buys it, it'd be on them to come pick it up, wouldn't it?
I mean, if you're gonna search locally, I would do that before you do this. Because basically, once you enter
That
this.
does that. That does everything.
Well, I think they're saying look locally first.
I was just suggesting, you know, just call them up and see if they're in need of it. They'd be interested.
Is there a chief's listserv,
A what?
a fire chief's
Email listserv.
email listserv?
Well, we could put it out through the fire commission, and that basically, I think they do weekly emails, and that goes out to all the fire departments in Kentucky.
So, I think what I'm hearing from them is, so we'll do the bid, we'll send it out via that email, but then a week later, we'll sign the agreement with Brenda Lee, and if you don't have any, takers.
And one of the things that Brenda Lee communicated with Chief Baker is, let's just say we put it out through the fire commission, they did this advertisement, and let's say fire department in eastern western Kentucky was interested in this, contacted us because they see it on fire commission site, and even though we signed this contract for Brenda Lee, we're not, Brenda Lee says if they saw this ad through the fire commission's email, then Brenda Lee's not due any commission even though the contract was signed, because we basically sold it through the fire commission site, not through Brenda Lee.
So then we're all right then.
Well, that's not what the last sentence, the last paragraph on this contract says. It says if it's sold basically by, if we're in a contract with them, they get their, I mean, that's might be what you said, but that's not what this contract says, so I would.
Right,
The very last paragraph on this thing that you all sent us says that if it sells, they get their, whether we find somebody or not.
Through email communication with I guess Representative Brent Lee, his email communication pretty much told me that if it was deemed that it was not sold through Brent Lee, that they wouldn't be owed any commission.
And what we could do is,
Put that-
like I said, I didn't know it was, I didn't read that about that in that contract, but we could get clarification on that before we ever sign.
Sure.
Apparatus referred.
To make, because, like I said, that was definitely communicated in an email, so, if their
Just have that guy
contradicts that.
fix this.
Yes.
I can verify that.
Yeah, you'd have to strike that, because it says if seller fails to provide such information, then seller will pay a commission. But it doesn't say what information. Maybe it means the sale price, the name and address of the buyer.
I would just, I would just clarify that last paragraph, because it reads as that we would still have to pay them if we found through the fire
I think
commission.
it's saying you have to let them know that who you sold it to.
Yes.
And if you don't do that,
they're going to come asking for the commission.
They're gonna want commission.
But
So that you can prove that they didn't have somebody that they were working with that backdoored them and came directly to us.
Yes.
That's how I read that.
Basically disclose to them who we're going to sell it to.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Would there be a motion? Yeah. Would there be a motion to surplus the engine? E11.
I'll make that motion.
Motion. Second from Kelly. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Would there be a motion to accept the proposed agreement with Bryn Lee with, help me wordsmith?
Yeah, I think it's saying that if it's sold through somebody that's a referral that they generated, they would get the commission. If we sell it, I think it's okay, is what I'm trying to say.
You think it's okay?
Mr. Livingston, if we can talk afterwards if we think it needs to be tweaked a little bit, but
Well, but if we approve it based on this language, unless you.
We can approve it based on Cam's review,
Yeah.
whatever.
okay, yeah, that's fine. I think what you said is right. If we sell it pursuant to some other source that's not through them, we have to let them know that. If we don't, then it says they're
They're
entitled
asked
to
for
their
their commission.
commission. Yeah.
So,
I think I'd like to remove the 1 year subsequent to termination of this agreement. I think 90 days is, or 45 days is quite well enough.
so
I'm good with that. So that is the following,
On the back.
on the back page,
two.
second sentence.
Yeah, 1 year that's kind of ridiculous. If we decided not to sell it, we didn't sell it, and then 9 months from now, we decided to, and somebody that they had referred comes to us and wants to buy it, why would we have to pay them commission?
I'm just concerned. I've surplus stuff and try to sell a lot, and sometimes it takes quite a while, especially bigger stuff.
So can we approve putting this out for bid in an agreement,
No, I get
for a
it, but I'm
30-day
thinking
period, but have it
somebody would be dirty
remain
like us. We'd say, well, wait 45 days and we'll set to
renewed up to 90 days?
Commission.
You don't say that.
Yeah, I think, I see why they've got that in there. I think
But a year is a long time.
You want
it
a
is,
shorter
but
period.
45 days is like, if we wanted to play dirty pool and say, hey, call us back in 45 days and we'll sell it to you $20,000 cheaper because we have to pay a commission on it. Or, I don't know, I'd see it, you can ask them, it doesn't hurt to ask anything. I don't have a problem taking
Are you
it out.
proposing to take it out entirely or shorten the period?
I think
Yeah,
6
I
months.
was going to say,
What
split
about
the
6
baby.
months?
It's a compromise.
Yeah.
And I don't mind asking for 45 days, I just don't think,
Okay.
No, I think 6 months is fair, but if you all can live with that.
Yeah.
So would there be a motion to accept that as amended?
Motion.
Motion. Second. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you all. I appreciate your efforts. Instead of, you're trying to be efficient and good stewards of dollars, and I appreciate that.
So the brush trucks won't get ordered until this is sold?
No, no.
Okay.
They'll have to come back
And that's
once
what-
this is sold. Then they'll come back, and that'll be another topic.
Thank you all.
25,000.
EMS new hire.
Okay. On behalf of Christian Union, I'm pleased to recommend the appointment of Robert Ball as a paramedic. That'll be effective December 5th at $17.95 an hour. He left in good standing, took a job, in Owensboro, and he's longing to come back to us. Well, I think that bodes well for the department and for him, so that's the recommendation to you.
Questions or comments? Motion and second.
Third.
Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
With that said, that brings us to 13. Would anybody like to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion from Mr. Ellison, second from Mr. Hostetler. We are adjourned.
bad, 24 minutes.
Two gavels.